This morning on DC News Now, it's the calm before the next storm. Bitter cold lingering as we track another round of snow headed this way. The future of RFK Stadium up in the air. Hear what is next for the site as district leaders work to bring the Commanders back to Washington. Remembering an education titan.
His longevity as a teacher is not just a testament to the Titans and to ACPS, but to education overall.
Current and former students honoring the legacy of a veteran teacher with more than 6 decades in the classroom. And saved by an updated policy, why a Prince George's County Library customer will not have to pay a fine for returning a CD 35 years too late.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, time right now is 7 o'clock on this Thursday morning as we take a live look outside with the sunrise there, looking at the Washington Monument, too. Thanks so much for joining us as we start this morning on DC News Now. I'm Corey James. Good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm Tosi Fakile in for Tanaya Wright. Jackie is tracking your weather and Shanika is on top of your morning commute. But first, we want to let you know about some important information with schools in Virginia.
Yeah, the Culpeper and Stafford schools districts are operating on a 2-hour delay this morning. Plus, Frederick County, Virginia schools are closed today. Meteorologist Jackie Layer is tracking the forecast this morning. It's impacting the schools. It is very cold, and you're also tracking some snow that's heading our way tomorrow.
Yeah, so snow for tomorrow morning, likely starting off during that morning commute, and then we'll continue to notice those snow showers on and off through the day, but most of the snow will be especially along and north of 66. So for our northern zones, that's where we'll see more of the accumulation as opposed to farther south. But let's talk about those temperatures this morning. Just 9 degrees right now in Manassas, but we're low 20s in DC as well as Hagerstown. Just fell back into the upper teens not too long ago in Fredericksburg. Wind chills a few degrees colder than those actual air temperatures. Many of us starting off into the teens for those wind chills. High pressures towards our south, low pressure back out towards the plains, and that low will bring us those snow chances for tomorrow. If you're trying to plan out the rest of your Thursday, though, we'll see some sunny breaks by noon, but more of those clouds fill in. High temperatures will be in mid to upper 30s out there for the day today, and we're watching as those snow showers will move in tomorrow morning, and eventually we'll see those scattered snow showers through the day, at least into the early afternoon. More details on this and how much snow you can expect coming up, but Shanika's here with the all-important look at those roadways. How's traffic at this hour?
All right, you are at the 7 o'clock hour. Traffic is starting to pick up along the Capitol Beltway in different stretches, actually, along the Capitol Beltway. Off of the Beltway, you are going to find a crash. Good Luck Road, that's in Prince George's County, heading west right near Hanover Parkway. Other than that, you might see some crashes here and there. In the district, you actually have a crash with some delays, and that's off of 16th Street and right between New Hampshire and Columbia Road.
All right, Shanika, thank you. It is 7:02, and the next round of winter weather is headed our way.
Yeah, many areas just getting cleaned up from the storm earlier this week. DC News Now's Lex Juarez is out on the roads this morning. And Lex, what is the plan as we look ahead to the storm?
Right, well, just as the roadways are getting back to normal here in the DMV, we do see that more snow on the way. So right now I'm on 66, and you can see here the roadway looking good this morning. And we do know the main roads just like this were not too much of an issue for people, and our regional snow teams have done a great job keeping things safe for our drivers. Now, VDOT says they are already focusing on the next storm, making their plans to get out on the roadways ahead of the snowfall, and MDOT is following suit over in the district. The snow team has been salting and brining the streets all week. Their most recent concern was any ice accumulation from refreezing out on the roads. Now, as we do head towards the weekend with that storm and system coming through, the National Weather Service is putting out reminders for folks, and one of those reminders is to protect the 4 Ps. That's going to be people, plants, pets, and pipes. So starting with what's outside, the plants and the pipes, you are going to want to make sure that you know what temperatures your plants can handle and cover them so they can retain some heat. You should disconnect your hoses and turn off the water that goes to your sprinklers. Insulate the pipes if you can, and open sink cabinets so that the indoor pipes can be exposed to heated air. Now, when it comes to your pets, you want to keep them inside as much as possible. Make sure you limit their time outside. If you do take them outside, bundling them up. If they have food and water out there, you're going to want to make sure you keep that water from freezing as well. And of course, protecting yourself is important. The number one thing that we can do for ourselves is to stay inside as much as possible and wear some layers to keep ourselves warm. Now, as we head towards the weekend, our regional transportation departments are asking folks to be patient with them as they head out on the roads to clear things up. They say try not to be on the road, and if you do have to be on the road, make sure that you are staying out of the way of plows and salt and brine trucks. You want to give those crews the space that they need to get everything cleared up so that the roads will be opened and back to what we're seeing like this morning. For now, live and just crossing over into Washington, D.C., I'm Lex Juarez, D.C. News Now.
All right, safe travels out there. Lex, thank you. Time right now is 7:04. Freezing temperatures are causing headaches for neighborhoods and people as they deal with icy sidewalks. According to D.C. City Code, property owners are responsible for clearing their sidewalks within 8 hours of a storm ending. Officials say failure to do that could result in a fine.
I didn't know that was a fine. A lot of ice, a lot of salt.
I mean, it's not the best to be walking up and down. I've seen a couple people actually running up and down the sidewalk, and I think they're crazy for that. I almost slipped and fall once on the way back from work.
Yeah, it could be scary. Shoveling exemptions, though, exist for people who are 65 and older.
All right, your time is 7:05 and developing now. D.C. police are investigating a shooting in the Petworth neighborhood. They say a man was shot in the arm on Upshur Street. Police are asking you to be on the lookout for a baby blue Mercedes.
Because I'm thinking about getting me a gun. I'm really thinking about getting me a gun. Because this is crazy. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to walk these streets. I've been living around here for 25 years. And I've never been this afraid.
Yeah, evidence there that the crime is very concerning for those who live in D.C. So here's another look at that car that is wanted in connection to that shooting. You're asked to call D.C. police if you see it.
An all-encompassing anti-crime bill in the district passes its first hurdle. That bill now heads to the full council after Public Safety Committee unanimously approved it. The legislation combines dozens of previous safety proposals into one bill. It includes tougher penalties for shoplifting and some gun-related crimes. It also gives police more freedom on how they can physically handle suspects during car chases. Ward 2 Councilmember Brooke Pinto introduced the bill covering multiple topics. Mayor Muriel Bowser indicated also that she would sign it if it reaches her desk.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore is putting forward his budget plan for the next fiscal year, and it doesn't include tax increases. It's a $63 billion proposal. The plan focuses on safety, housing, affordability, and keeping Maryland competitive. $127 million will be used to fund local law enforcement agencies, a record amount for the state, according to Moore. $110 million will go towards creating new housing for families living in poverty. $270 million will be put into the child care scholarship program, and over $9 billion would be used to fund Maryland's public schools. Meantime, Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich is releasing his recommended 6-year budget plan. It's for fiscal years 2025 to 2030 and totals to $6 billion. A third of that money, $1.9 billion, set to go to the county's public schools. Another $1.7 billion would be used for transportation infrastructure. The rest of the budget would be divided between categories like affordable housing, the environment, and public safety.
Happening today, people who live in D.C. are going to weigh in on the future of RFK Stadium.
That's right. The site that now occasionally hosts concerts was once the home of Washington's football team, but has been vacant for years. D.C. News Now's Candace Cole joins us live from RFK with more on what's happening tonight. Candace, good morning.
Good morning, Tosin and Corey. Yeah, we're standing outside of RFK Stadium, and later on this evening, neighbors who live around here are set to meet with D.C. Council Chair Phil Mendelson about the future of the stadium. The results from a survey held back in October has found that 67% of people do not want a new stadium here at the RFK site. Instead, most respondents say they'd like to see a park or sports and recreation complex. Over 2,000 residents spanning 8 neighborhoods responded to that survey. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser has been pushing for a new stadium for the Commanders here, as well as new housing and retail units. Last September, the House Oversight Committee advanced a bill that would give the district full control over RFK Stadium. Some of the key concerns among residents include quality of life for those living here, citing headaches like wall-to-wall traffic, excessive noise, and public drunkenness following events at the stadium as top concerns. Residents also want to know how a redevelopment project at RFK will be funded when the city claims there's not enough money in its coffers to fund pressing needs for district residents. Now, that meeting will take place tonight at 7 o'clock at St. Benedict the Moor Church in Northeast. Reporting live from RFK Stadium, Candace Cole, DC News Now.
Thank you. Coming up on 7:10 on this Thursday morning, new affordable housing is coming to the district. Mayor Muriel Bowser is cutting the ribbon at Station UNO at 11 o'clock this morning. Now, the new housing is located on Rhode Island Avenue in the Shaw neighborhood. The apartment building has just over 100 units and a ground floor retail space. The building includes studio, 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartments. The new housing is for families making up to 60% of median family income. This is the district's first affordable housing project in Ward 2.